No hitters, walk-offs, bombs left and right. You'd be hard-pressed to find better baseball than what was being played in this weekend's PBR Showdown at Lake Point Sports. I'm Cory McCartney, here to dive in with PBR Georgia Scouting Director Phil Kerber as we take three cuts. Phil, welcome back in.
Thanks for having me, Cory. It was a fun weekend, that's for sure.
Yeah, so let's start off with the team that commanded a ton of attention this weekend, the Arkansas Sticks. I posted a story on lakepointsports.com about this team's Arkansas Razorbacks commitments, 16 on the 17U scout team, and their relationship with the current Razorbacks team that's making a run at the College World Series. And Phil, the team that we had at Lake Point Sports, I mean, these guys were the hype was definitely worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a team that could go up against any team in the country and compete and take a couple games, win a series there. I mean, I'm going to start off with an arm, Cooper Dossett. He got things started the first day of the tournament, Arkansas commits, one of those 16 guys. 89, 92, touching 93, but was really impressed with just how clean and efficient his delivery is. It's like no wasted motion, short, quick arm. He was just blowing his fastball by hitters early on. And then as the game progressed, he started to get a little more feel for the breaking ball and be able to introduce that more. And, that's a swing and miss pitch there. So, another arm going to Arkansas that looks real promising. And then 2023, Justin Best, Florida State commit. He was a guy that, we saw last summer and was, nothing against him, just physically, was smaller, leaner. Well, it's amazing what a year can do because it looks like he's about 6'3" now, has put on some real grown man strength into that frame. And it's still the same athlete that he was. Left-handed hitter, can fly, has a big arm, big bat. I mean, there's so many tools to work with there. And now that he's got that big old frame, it's going to be fun to see how he continues to develop. And lastly, a guy that, was an electric player on the field at all times, shortstop Jayson Jones, or another Arkansas guy out of Texas. I mean, there's not really anything that can't be said about him. Defensively, made some incredible plays. I think on Sunday, he made a play in the hole, 6-hole, did a jump throw, going towards third base and just nails a kid at first. It was an incredible play, something you don't see high schoolers do. And he went out there and did it. It was awesome. And then the bat, big right-handed power swing. I personally got one of his home runs on video, and it's different. That's all you can really say is that's a different swing, and the sound it makes is just different. I mean, he's going to be an electric guy to watch.
Yeah, Jayson Jones, definitely a special player. By the way, Justin Best, one of the lone guys on that scout team that's not an Arkansas commit. He told me those guys are in his ear every day trying to get them to go to Arkansas with him. But he says he's locked in. Florida State's always been number one on his list, and spending the summer with these guys is not going to change that. Following your Twitter account, that's Phil Kerber PBR for those not in the know. There was a number of underclassmen you highlighted this past weekend, but Phil, who were some of the best?
Yeah, as I started to write down the names, a trend kind of started to reveal itself. And Team Georgia, that 16U team, and they got a stable of arms. I want to start with Griffin Graves, an Auburn commit. Comes out, has 84, 87 with real nice breaking ball, but he didn't need it first time through the order. He was just able to blow it by the fastball by his guys. And then one second time through, he's like, all right, start throwing the breaking ball, coming from the left side. That's premium stuff right there. And then another Auburn commit they got, this one 2024 out of Georgia, Taft Middleton. Just like zero effort delivery. It honestly looks like he's just up there lobbing the ball over, except it's coming out 82, 85. But he's got this big slurve-like breaker, and the frame is something to watch too because he is a big kid, probably 6'1", 6'2" right now. But there's going to be some more height in there, just given how he's looking right now. And as he gets bigger, that velo's going to go up, and it's going to be a fun one to watch because, like I said, that easy effort delivery, you don't see that very often. And for him to be doing that as a 24 and already in the mid 80s, there's something there. There's something there. And finally, Buursema, right-handed pitcher, guy who's started on Sunday. He was up to 88. It was kind of one of those, you're walking around and you see a velo up there, like, oh, 88, I'm going to go check that out. And hey, it's a 2023 sitting 85, 88. He's looking like another promising arm there. It was awesome to see that Team Georgia team just start Sunday rolling out, mid 80s, upper 80s arms in that. That's how they cruise through that bracket and on their way to a championship.
Well, as crazy as this past weekend was, things really just getting started at the Baseball Village. The National Program Invitational begins Thursday, but Phil, that's just part of what's happening this week at Lake Point Sports.
Yeah, it's it's going to be a festival of baseball. I think that's a good way to put it. Starting off Tuesday, tomorrow morning, afternoon, we got our top prospect games, some of the top uncommitted 22s in the state. We're going to be some really talented players on the field. And that evening, we're going to be bringing in 22s, the MLB draft guys. That's a loaded roster, which both those rosters are already online. You can go to our website and check them out. We're going to be putting those guys through a little workout, get some live ABs in. It's going to be a real fun day. And Wednesday, we got 120 underclassmen, 2023s to 25, invite-only underclass games. And I was impressed with the roster we had last year. This year's roster is stacking up to be even better. And if you want to go check out the history of the event, you can see some of those guys that were there last year. I think these names this year, they're gonna do something big. So I'm excited for that, and then we'll roll right into NPI. It's gonna be fun.
You can keep it locked on our social channels as well as Lake Point Sports, along with Phil and the PBR Georgia crew for everything happening. Again, it's going to be a really crazy week at Lake Point Sports in the Baseball Village. Phil, appreciate it and enjoy the baseball week.
Thanks for having me, Cory.